How are we doing tonight, guys? So, questions tonight. I've got a few different questions to go over, quite a few actually. So, what I'll do is I'll start with my least favourite ones and we'll work up to the ones that are good. Okay. So, questions. The first one, here we go. We've got circuits to avoid impact. So, if you're doing circuits, the circuit day, which is now Wednesday, and you're not so good with the impact stuff, so any sort of jumping exercises or too much jumping, even stuff that involves too much moving around at a fast pace, circuits I would advise picking from would be the FL4, which you'll find in the circuits page, or I would go with some of the core circuits that we're going to start putting out. So I'm going to do some core workouts and more FL4 circuits at the weekend and upload them onto the circuits page. So look out for them ones. Next question I've got there is alternatives to lunges. So not everyone can do lunges for different reasons. Some people find that they get a sore hip flexor or pressure on their knee. If that's the case, look at different exercises. So I've got a list here. I've looked at basic squats, so the standard squat's fine. Sumo version of the squat's fine. You also might find that a reverse lunge isn't quite as heavy on the knee or on the hip flexor. You've also got the curtsy lunge in there too, which would put more emphasis on the glutes. If it's not a knee issue or a hip flexor issue and it's literally just the back of your foot or just being on the toes too long, maybe look at a Bulgarian split squat where your rear foot's elevated and you can flatten that foot onto a stool or a sofa. Tomorrow's workout for you guys, which is legs, there's a Bulgarian split squat in there, so have a look at that one. You might want to hold on to something for balance. Next question I've got here is workout schedule. So how do you schedule your workout? So for me, obviously I train 5-6 days a week regardless. So for some people that might be too much. Don't try and overdo it or try and compare with me. Just work at what you would normally do. So if you normally train 3 times a week, train 3 times a week. That could be 1 circuit day and 2 leg days. That could be 2 upper body days, 1 leg day, whatever suits you best. So you don't really have to do the cardio stuff, the circuit stuff, if you don't want to. What I would advise though is to make sure you have high enough steps level. Okay, so 8,000 to 10,000 is a moderate activity level. So try and achieve that regardless. So if you're stuck in the house all day, like me, who's self-isolating, if you can't go out or there's no reason for you to be going out, look at options like just going out for a long walk for your hour or half an hour to make sure your steps are higher. Things like cycling, that's fine as well. But look at getting that activity higher. So when you go into the calorie calculator on the Daily Trainer, that would still not count as an intense day. That would just be a standard day where you'd exercise how many times a week outside of that. So if you exercise 3 times a week and achieved 8 to 10,000 steps, that's it. If previously you were achieving something like 20k or 15k, then you're going to try and achieve that again, or you're going to find that your body's going to sort of not burn as many calories as it normally does. And for someone like me who doesn't usually walk too many steps, I'm going to reap the benefits of this. Well, yourself, you're going to find that very difficult to achieve, but it will only be 100 to 200 calories. It's not going to be anything crazy just by you dropping your steps too much, okay? But keep that in mind when you're looking at the calorie counter and how many calories you're burning per day. One of my favourite questions, I think I've got through most of them, one of my favourite ones is snacking. So being at home, especially if you've got kids, I'm noticing this one. So this one works for me as well. Being at home more often would tend to snack more. Now, anyone who's had a diet plan from me, I don't do the snacking thing. I don't think it's the best way to diet. Snacking, it leaves you in a vulnerable position to mess up your calories. One, snacks tend to be too high. Usually they're high in sugar, high in calories, and it's easy to overeat in a snack or just eat a snack that doesn't fill you up. So usually I say don't snack. In this current situation, I'm going to say snack. So for me, for example, the kids snack, they have a 10 o'clock snack, they have a 3 o'clock snack, they're snacking after tea time, and I'm like, man, I want a snack. So sugars is what you're looking for. So last week, when things were a bit crazy, change of routine, everything was all over the place, I was looking at things that I could eat that I could enjoy while they were eating sweeties and cookies and whatever else they get to eat, so all their chocolate yogurts and things. So things I looked at, I wrote a list for you guys. So cottage cheese, it was okay, but I tried different things in cottage cheese. I've ate cottage cheese on and off for years now, so some of the things I was trying was the pineapple one you can buy, which I'm not too fond of the flavour ones. I actually prefer the low-fat, non-flavoured and add like jam to them. Weird combination, but I like it. Eggs didn't work for me either. They didn't fill me up. They didn't make me feel like I'd had something. I tend to eat, people who know me know I eat eggs when I'm on a bulk or trying to gain weight because I can eat a lot of them without feeling full. So eggs didn't really work for me. Babybels, tried some light Babybels as well. Again, it just didn't satisfy me. Greek yogurt, tried some Greek yogurt, but I found myself overcompensating with sweet things like jam, like yogurt, like honey, like chocolate, etc. So that didn't work either because it ended up being too high in calories. I then went back to the archives and checked out some old diets, and tuna soup was one that I used to enjoy. Forgot about that one. Tried it. Again, it was just an extra meal. It didn't really do much for me. The three I did enjoy, though, was the ones I'm sticking with now. So in the morning, after my workouts, I'm going for a protein bar, which I have a protein bar most days, and it's just a habit. So I've kept that in there. Another one I've got is protein ice cream. So usually at night time I'll have half a tub of protein ice cream. It works out to be about 150 to 180 calories for half a tub. So quite light, high in protein. Gives me that sweet edge that I'm looking for. And my last snack, which is very high protein, which is Skyr yogurt. So Skyr yogurt, strawberry flavour and strawberry whey protein, scoop of that. Protein I've got just now, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's really good for mixing through yogurt. It doesn't leave any lumps even though you're stirring with a spoon. So in terms of snacking just now, I would be snacking. I am snacking personally, purely because the temptation's too high not to snack, especially if you've got little kids running around eating snacks left, right and centre. What I would say though, if you're going to snack, ensure that the snacks you're having are high protein, you're avoiding high sugar snacks, and you're making sure the snacks that you're eating are filling you up. They're not just making you want more food. So that's a key factor in that is, does the snack fulfill what you want it to fill, which is keep you going until your next main meal. For those who are trying to lose weight, even though we're in isolation, keeping yourself full is going to be a massive thing. And if you're at home and you're trying to do that, you might find that more meals and smaller meals would suit best for this kind of environment because you're at home all the time. For those who are still at work, then you shouldn't really have to worry about it too much. For me, I've decided to go into a slow fat loss phase, not rushing it. So I've dropped my calories down, and just like I said, I went for smaller meals. If you're bulking, you'll probably find, again, stick with more meals, keeping obviously the calories a bit higher, just because most of us tend to boredom eat. So if you have these meals planned in, you're less likely to overeat and more likely to reach your goal. So I would definitely look at going for more meals per day just to break up your day and avoid boredom eating. But make sure you pre-plan it and count your calories. On the calorie calculator part of the Daily Trainer, I've put in parts like MyFitnessPal, Fat Secret and the Gym app that you can use to count your calories. And it's worthwhile playing around with them and trying to work from that. But yeah, I think that was all the questions covered that I was asked. One more, which was weight. So on leg workout this week, where I added a backpack with some books inside. Do you need to do that? No. Will it benefit you? Massively, of course. If you've got a set of dumbbells, a weight plate, kettlebell, milk bottle filled up with water, whatever, if you've got that and you want to use it, go for it. It's not necessary though, and you still will get the benefit even though you don't have weight. The way I'm writing these workouts out and planning them, I'm trying to make sure that you can still get results without using any other weight other than your body. Some of the complications I found has been upper body mainly. Lower body is really easy to plan for. Most lower body exercises are closed chain movements, which basically means you work with your body weight. Exercises aren't closed chains, are things like leg extensions, leg presses, but most of the exercises you actually have to use your body and you add weight to that. So all we've got to do is create a higher intensity. Upper body though, it's totally different. So upper body takes a little bit more planning, especially for the pull muscles. So tomorrow's workout, which will be our second upper body exercise of the week, we're going to look at how we can post exhaust that, which is quite challenging. So I've really had to come at the box and think about how I'm going to plan this in and how we progress that going forward, that you're still working the mid and upper back to balance out. With the position most people are in, we're spending a lot of time sitting down. If you're working, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be sitting at a desk or driving a lot, especially if you're working from home now and you're sitting at a computer screen. You're probably more hunched over than normal because you don't have the same facilities that you do at work. So things like tight upper backs, rounded shoulders, straining the neck, bums not firing up properly, hamstrings, that's all really normal with sitting down. Even calves become an issue. So it's really important that we can nail the trapezius, the rhomboids, the middle of the back and scapular traction, try and strengthen that up. If you're stuck in a position where you are rounding your back forward all the time, it is difficult to bring that back when all you're doing is press ups. So that is a bit more challenging to plan, and using things like the tibble is going to play a massive part in our training planning. So leave that bit with me, guys. I'll plan that out so that we can try and keep good posture, try and prevent any sort of shoulder injuries, also prevent any roundness of shoulders and bad posture. So that is a bit more complicated. In terms of core, again, core's quite simple to work, but yeah, upper body's definitely a more challenging topic. But it's been good to think out the box and try and create plans that are not just a circuit or a quick burnout, something that you can actually build upon and get better at, as well as feeling like you're doing a gym workout as well. But anyway, any questions you have, guys, just send them across to me. I'll try and answer them the best I can. Send me questions to answer on here. I'm quite happy to do that. I think otherwise this week's going pretty good. Workouts are good. I'm enjoying myself doing the workouts this week. Outside of the daily trainer, I've done this week anyway, which would be my 4th day. I've done one light jog, which was 5k, and I think tomorrow I'm going to do a nice easy 1.5 miles, and then maybe go on the bike this weekend if I can. So I've not been on the bike yet, so I'd quite like to do a few miles on the mountain bike, which will be the first time since last summer I've been on a bike, so should be fun. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Enjoy tomorrow's leg workout and then upper body on Friday. And again, any questions, send me them through social media, send me them through the gym app, whatever suits you best. Okay, have a good night, guys.